Hello everyone and welcome to episode 8 of our Raspberry Pi series, and today we're going to be looking at how to install Cloudflare Docker on our Raspberry Pi. This will allow your Raspberry Pi to update your domain every time your network public facing IP changes. This is only helpful for networks that have a dynamic IP provided by their ISP. Static IPs are normally only issued to businesses. You need to check that with your ISP to see whether you have that or not. So basically having a dynamic IP address is only problematic if you host a public facing server that needs to be accessed by internet traffic. So this is where Cloudflare DNS comes in. Not only is Cloudflare a great option for serving domain DNS, it's also good for denial of service attacks to protect against them, as well as it has extra SSL and TLS security built in. So we'll show you that as we go along. So we're going to be purchasing a domain today. We're going to be adding that domain to Cloudflare. See, in our previous episode, we did DuckDNS. Now, in DuckDNS, if you do a reverse DNS lookup on the domain name, it will actually show your home IP address. Now, to me personally, that is not very secure. You don't want to be doing that. Now, the good thing about Cloudflare is it adds an extra layer of security. It will actually mask your IP address so that anyone doing a reverse DNS can't find out where you're from. So that's really good. That's what we want. So basically, if they do a reverse DNS, they're going to see Cloudflare's IPs, not your home address. So it keeps you nice and safe. So what we're going to do first of all today is we're going to have a look at the Docker container that we're going to be installing. So this is from OZNU. I don't know who that is, but that's who it's from. And it's down here. You'll see it has a Docker Compose file that we can use in our stack. We'll have to sort of edit a couple of fields here to get it to work correctly. If you're thinking of using Namecheap for your domain name provider, if you guys could use our affiliate link, that would be really appreciated. All it does is just gives us a little bit of commission so that we can continue to make free content for you guys. Of course, if you just want to press the link, it'll be in the description below. But we'll show you what it is now. It's https://www.addicted2tech.net and it's /Namecheap. So what we're going to do now is we're going to search for a domain name that we can use with our Raspberry Pi. I'm going to look for, I already know what I want. It's addicted2tech.net. So I'm going to buy this domain so I can use it just specifically with the Raspberry Pi and with this series. So I'm going to search for that now to see if it's available. And as you can see there, it's only £8 a year, which is fantastic. So we're going to add that to our cart. And as you can see, they have other services available, which are quite good: web hosting, WordPress hosting, professional emails, SSL, and VPNs. Today, we just primarily want this for the Pis. Just down the bottom here, they have a, one of these GDPR things. So you're just going to click accept. And then underneath that accept button is the checkout button. So now we're going to check out. So as you can see, the actual total in pounds, is, because I'm in the UK, is £8.18. So I'm going to confirm that order. And then I'm going to log in with my account, and it will then give me the options to pay via PayPal. I'm not going to do this now on screen because it's obviously privacy. I want to keep my details private. So I will do that, and I'll come back to you in a second. So now that we've got our addicted2tech.net domain, we are going to go to Cloudflare. And if you haven't signed up to Cloudflare, then please do so. If not, log in with your account. I already have an account, so I'm going to log in with that. And then click login. Okay, so right now I've got no websites added. So what we want to do now is we want to add our domain that we've just purchased through Namecheap. We want to add that now to Cloudflare so that it can basically link them up. We are going to put our domain name in and press add site. With any luck, it will find it. There you go. So you can use whatever service you want. I'm just using the free service for our Raspberry Pi project. So we're just going to click on that and click continue. So this is going to scan the existing DNS records, which should be set as Namecheap. So we're going to show you how to change them in a minute. Okay, so now we're in the domain DNS dashboard. We can see there's our domain name and there's our A record pointing at this IP. So what we need to do from here is we're going to click continue because that's correct so far. So what we're going to do now is we're going to change the DNS. It currently is set at these two values. So we need to change these at Namecheap. So that's what we're going to do now. So we're going to go back to Namecheap. We're going to find our domain name. Okay, so here it is. We're going to click on Manage. And then we're going to scroll down the page a little bit here where it says Name Servers. And then we're going to click on here. And we're going to click Custom DNS. And under Name Server 1, we're going to put this first one, add in. And then under Name Server 2, we are going to use the second one, which is there. And then we're going to click this little green mark here to save. Okay, so they're both basically been updated. So we're going to refresh this page now just to make sure that they have. And you can see them both there. Now, this process can take up to 24 hours to fully propagate. So what propagation means is that across the internet, there's DNS servers everywhere. So all of them have got your domain name and an IP address. And they basically pass on and relay and update off each other. So we need to wait for that process to take place with your new IPs, your new name servers from Cloudflare to be updated to your new domain name. So we just need to wait for that process to complete. So it could take up 24 hours, as I said. So you might want to just stop where you are right now and come back to this a little bit later once you know that they are linked. So one way you can find out, there is some services online. We'll just check here. So there is some DNS checks online. So we're going to look down here. What's my DNS? This is a good one. Agree? So let's have a look. Addicted to tech.net. And then we're going to search. And this should give you back the results. So you can see there's quite a few crosses in there. So the DNS hasn't propagated. So what we'll do is we'll just hang fire for now. And then if you come back to this what'smydns.net and you can check later on, then it should all be green ticks. When they're all green ticks, then we know that it's pretty much done and we can move on to the next step. And I'll see you then. So as you can see now, we have mostly green ticks. So I think we'll be good to go with our DNS. So we're just going to go back to our Cloudflare account. And we're going to click on Done, Check Name Service. So we're now going to go through Cloudflare's wizard. It's just a quick start guide to make sure that your configurations are correct. So we're going to go down the list step by step. So automatic HTTPS rewrites. Yes, we would like that. Save that. Always use HTTPS. We'll put that on and save that too. Auto minify. We're going to actually leave that. Okay, and just click save. I'm actually going to leave that on. Put save. And then we're going to click finish. So we're going to click on the DNS tab now. And as you can see, we can see all of our DNS settings now for addictedtotech.net. So what we're going to do is up on the top right hand corner, if you click on your profile and then click on my profile. And then what we're going to do is click on API tokens. And then we're going to click on create token. And then what you do now is you scroll down to the bottom and you see create custom token. We're going to click on get started. We're going to call this token addicted to tech. You can name this token anything you want. It doesn't have to be anything specific. So what we can do now is under permissions, click on zone. And then we're going to come down here and click on zone settings. And then under here, we're going to click on read. And then we're going to add another one. And again, that's zone. And then we've got zone again. So this time it's zone, sorry, not zone settings. And then we're going to add read on there. And then we're going to add one more, which is zone again. And then we're going to add DNS. And that one will be set to edit. And then under where it says zone resources, we're going to click on include. And then we're going to put all zones from accounts. And then we're going to put our account name, which is obviously blurred out for privacy reasons, but you will have your Cloudflare email address in there. So that's what we're going to do. Now all we've got to do now is click on continue to summary and then create token. So now we're going to come into Portainer and we're going to click on our local and we're going to click on stacks and then we're going to click add stack. And then what we're going to do in here is we're going to name this stack Cloudflare. And then what we'll do is we'll just quickly paste our API key in there so we can use that in a minute. And then we're going to come back to our OZNU Cloudflare-DDNS Docker Hub container that we're going to be using. So we're going to scroll down here to Docker Compose. We're going to copy that, go back into Portainer, and then we're going to paste that in. So I'm going to add a couple of fields here. So I like to run all of my Docker containers under my user1 account. So this is the PUID and the PGID of my user1 account. So basically that means that the Docker container will run under that user's permission process. So that's what we want to happen. So regarding the API key, we're just going to copy it from the bottom. And we're going to cut that out. And then under where all these X's are, just after the equal sign, we're going to paste that in. And then we're going to add our zone, which is our domain name. You put yours, which mine is addicted2tech.net. And subdomain we're going to remove. And proxied is going to be false. We're going to change that to true. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to click on deploy the stack, and then I'll see you when that's finished. Okay, so now we're going to click on our containers, and we are going to look for our Cloudflare, which is here, and we're going to click on the little logs icon there to make sure that everything's running, which it does seem to be running absolutely fine. It says done, so that's good. That's what we want to see. So if we return now to our network map to show you what's happening, is we've installed now the Cloudflare container on our Raspberry Pi. So what's happening is, if we change our IP address, okay, our Docker now, our Cloudflare Docker will notice this change. So it will come back up the pipe, back through our router and go all the way up to our Cloudflare service, and it will change our IP. Now, what we haven't set at the moment is our domain. So what you use with this now we set up the domain itself, we need to set up the subdomains for the services that we need to use. So in this instant, we're going to look at Nextcloud. So that's what we're going to be installing next week in episode 9. So what we're going to do in this episode right now is we're going to set up a subdomain for Nextcloud, which will be nextcloud.addicted2tech.net. Okay, so we're back on our Cloudflare dashboard now. So we're going to click on our domain, and then we're going to click on our DNS tab. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a record, and this one's going to be a CNAME record. And what we're going to do now is we're going to put a name, which is going to be, which is going to be Nextcloud. And our target's just going to be @. And because we haven't actually set up Nginx Proxy Manager yet, we're just going to have turn off proxied for now. And then obviously once we've got our TLS certificate up, then we can re-enable that. But for now, just click save. So that's now ready to send down the traffic to a container, but we haven't actually got the container yet. So what we're going to do in the next episode is we're going to install Nextcloud in a container, and then we're going to configure our Nginx Proxy Manager to route that traffic through to the container. So that concludes our episode today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you got some benefit from it, if you can hit the like and subscribe button, that'd be really helpful. If you hit the notification bell too, you'll be notified of any new uploads that we do. So without further ado, I just want to say to you thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.